Darien Fenton.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. My question is to the Minister of Labour. What factors will he take into account when considering whether the minimum wage should be increased in 2014?
Honourable
Speaker,
Simon Bridges.
the government's objective is to keep increasing the minimum wage over time to protect the real income of low-paid workers while minimising job losses. In line with that, I'll consider inflation, wage growth, restraint on employment and other relevant factors. I have yet to receive recommendations from officials and no decisions have been made.
Supplementary question, Darien Fenton.
To the Minister, how will he take into account that 40% of the parents of the 265,000 children living in poverty are in paid work, yet not earning enough to feed their families?
Speaker.
Honourable Simon Bridges.
Well, I take into account the fact that we have raised the minimum wage every single year we've been in government. We have the highest minimum wage in the Western world relative to the average, but of course we continue through great pieces of legislation like the Employment Relations Amendment Bill to do everything we can to raise wages overall, which of course does have an impact on poverty.
Supplementary question, Darien Fenton.
To the Minister, will his consideration include the fact that the minimum wage has declined by 5 cents an hour in real terms since his party has been in government?
Honourable Simon Bridges.
Well, I dispute that, given, as I say, we've raised it every single year. We have the highest minimum wage relative to average wages in the Western world. And I think, of course, I didn't want to preempt where we go with the minimum wage early next year, but I'll take into account a wide range of factors.
Supplementary question, Andrew Little.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. Will the Minister factor in the likely drop in wages for low and middle income workers as a result of his ERA amendment bill reported back today, with its emphasis on reducing collective bargaining rights and loss of protections for vulnerable workers?
Honourable Simon Bridges.
Well, the premise of that question is entirely wrong, because that bill won't have that effect.
Supplementary question, Carol Beaumont.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. In light of the news today that the median wages in South Auckland have fallen up to 17% and that income inequality is growing, what measures will he take to ensure working people get to share in the productivity gains and wealth they have created over many years?
Honourable Simon Bridges.
Well, the questioner is simply wrong in literally everything she says in her question. The fact of the matter is, as I've said, we have lifted the minimum wage every single year. We have the highest minimum wage in this country relative to average wages in the Western world. And in absolute terms, it's higher than everywhere else, but I think 4 other countries.
Question number 8, Scott Simpson.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. My question is to the Minister of Justice.